Welcome to this tutorial in which I'm going to show you how to set up tasks within Office 365 SharePoint. To get started, we're going to create a task, create a subtask, add notes or comments column, assign a person to a task, share with a person, another team member, set due dates, and deal with the timeline. I'll show you that here in a little while. And finally, complete a task and delete a task. Okay, so let's get started. First thing we're going to do is we're going to go to our project. We're going to use the XYZ project. And we have no task assigned to this project, so let's create a new task. And we're going to create a task called Create Document Draft. And let's go ahead and put some dates on it. We're going to start today. And we're going to have a due date of the 3rd of July. And I'll go ahead and assign that to myself. So here you can see we've created this task. Now that we've created this task, let's say we want to edit this list and create a few more items. So let's say we have one called Find Requirements. And let's say Work on Document. And then let's do one called Final Review. Okay, now let's take a look at these and say, for example, that these need to be subtasks of the Create Document Draft. So we can do that by clicking on tasks above and indenting these items. One at a time, we'll go ahead and pick that. And Final Review and indent that one. Now these items are now subtasks of this Create Document Draft. Notice we don't have dates on these, so let's go ahead and do that now. So we'll select each item, put a date on it, select the block and then the calendar, and we'll put some dates on these items. Okay, now that we have that done, next let's take a look at the timeline above. Notice we have today marked on the timeline, but no other tasks are on there. We need to select which items in this list we want on the timeline. So to do that, we'll stop editing of this list, and we'll hit the little open button, open menu button, and we'll add to timeline each of these items on the list. So notice this is how we have the link to the project up here, Create Document Draft 625 to 73, and here's our subtasks as they occur in the timeline. Now if some of these get over one another or get into some shape where they're not readable, you can move these the way you want to. You can move them up or down, however you wish. Next, let's talk about what do we do if we have one of these subtasks complete. How do we show that it is done? We can simply just select this marked task as complete box, and as you can see, it overscores it, draws a line through the item. And furthermore, say we want to delete an item, we can select it by going to the far left and simply hitting the delete key, or we can go to tasks and hit the delete item like this. Say OK. And now that item has been removed from our task list. Finally, if you want to share this project with team members that are outside our group or another place, simply go up to share. Begin typing their name, and you'll usually come up with a list. You can add a personal message here. And then hit the share button, and they will be invited to this list and can join the project. I hope this discussion on tasks has been helpful. Thanks for listening.